BTS Bangtan Boys is a South Korean boy band that was formed in 2010 and debuted in 2013 under the Big Hit Entertainment label. Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Room, Jimin, V, and Jungkook are part of a septet that co-writes and co-produces a lot of their own material. Their musical approach has expanded to incorporate a wide spectrum of genres after beginning as a hip-hop ensemble. Their songs, which are frequently centered on personal and social commentary, address issues such as mental health, adolescent problems and coming of age, loss, the struggle to accepting oneself, and individualism. Their work frequently incorporates connections to literary and psychological issues, as well as an alternate universe plot. BTS released their first Korean-language studio album, Dark and Wild, and their first Japanese-language studio album, Wake Up, in 2014, following their debut in 2013 with the single album Too Cool for Skool. Wings, 2016, the band's second Korean studio album, was the first to sell 1 million copies in the country. By 2017, BTS had broken multiple sales records and had led the Korean wave into the United States. They became the first Korean act to top the US Billboard 200 with their studio album Love Yourself, Tears, as well as the first Korean group to get a certification from the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA, for their single Mic Drop, 2018. BTS is one of the few groups since the Beatles to have 4 #1 albums in the United States in less than 2 years, and Love Yourself, Answer, 2018, was the first Korean album to be certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA. With their Grammy-nominated single, Dynamite, BTS became the first all-South Korean act to achieve #1 on the Billboard Global 200 and US Billboard Hot 100 in 2020. Their follow-up releases, Savage Love, Life Goes On, Butter, and Permission to Dance made BTS the act quickest to have 5 US #1 singles since Michael Jackson. BTS is the best-selling artist in South Korean history, with over 32 million albums sold, and Map of the Soul, 7 is the best-selling album in the country. They are the first Asian and non-English speaking act to be named IFPI Global Recording Artist of the Year, 2020-2021, to chart on Billboard's top touring artists of the 2010s, at number 45, and to headline and sell out Wembley Stadium and the Rose Bowl, Love Yourself World Tour in 2019. BTS was named to Time's rankings of the 25 most influential people on the Internet, 2017 to 2019, and the 100 most important people in the world after being featured on the international cover as Next Generation Leaders, and nicknamed Princes of Pop, 2019. 6 American Music Awards, 12 Billboard Music Awards, 24 Golden Disc Awards, and nominations for 2 Grammy Awards and 2 Brit Awards are among the group's many honors. Aside from music, they collaborated with UNICEF to launch the Love Myself anti-violence campaign, spoke at 3 UN General Assembly sessions, and were awarded the Order of Cultural Merit by the President of South Korea for their contributions to the propagation of Korean culture and language. The acronym BTS refers for Bangtan Sonyeondan, which translates to Bulletproof Boy Scouts in Korean. The moniker, according to member J-Hope, represents the group's intention to block off preconceptions, critiques, and expectations that aim like bullets at adolescents. They are known in Japan as Bdan Schnenden. As part of their new brand identity, BTS stated in July 2017 that their moniker would also stand for Beyond the Scene. This changed their name to Developing Youth BTS, who is moving forward and beyond the realities they are facing. BTS was created in 2010 after Bang Si-hyuk, the CEO of Big Hit Entertainment, met Room and was struck by his rapping abilities. Room, Kim Namjoon, was a well-known underground rapper in the soul music scene. BTS was originally intended to be a hip-hop group similar to YG Entertainment's 1TYM, but Bang Si-hyuk opted to become an idol group akin to Co Taiji Boys, a popular group in the 1990s, shortly after the group was formed. Given the rigorous restrictions of K-pop bands at the time of the group's creation, BTS songs were less socially sensitive than Co Taiji's. Because record sales were declining across the music business, Bang decided that an idol group would be more appealing. Originally scheduled to debut in 2011, the trio appeared on many tracks by artists such as 2AM and Lee Sung-gi before being postponed. They restructured themselves into a more typical idol group. They began to garner notice 6 months before their planned 2013 debut, but the band members slept together and practiced up to 15 hours a day before making their debut in front of a select crowd of industry insiders in 2013. We started telling the tales that people wanted to hear and were ready to hear, stories that others couldn't or wouldn't share, Suga explains. We expressed what other individuals were going through, such as suffering, anxiety, and worry. Our goal was to build empathy that people could relate to. Big Hit's representation of BTS, rather than one of the 3 agencies that dominated K-pop at the time, gave the members more freedom to express themselves and have involvement over the music. BTS released their debut single album Too Cool for Skool, the first in their Skool trilogy, on June 12, 2013, along with the lead track, No More Dream, which swiftly debuted at the bottom of the charts. Nonetheless, that single, according to Kathy Sprinkle's book on BTS, was the fact that the documentary focused on young people's fear in the face of high parental expectations sent shockwaves through the K-pop ranks. This was a musical performance that wasn't afraid to say it like it was. They had a point of view, and they weren't hesitant to speak up on things that are taboo in South Korean society and worldwide. On the Gaon music chart in South Korea, the album reached number 5. We Are Bulletproof Part 2, their follow-up single, failed to chart at all. BTS used an old-school hip-hop sound from the 1980s to 90s in Too Cool for Skool. Following the release of the single album, the singer made multiple appearances on Korean music shows. Despite their rough edges, critics say these early live performances showed BTS potential. In June 2014, No More Dream was re-recorded in Japanese and released. BTS released the second installment of the Skool trilogy in September 2013, the extended play O, published in conjunction with the single No. Despite multiple appearances on Korean music shows, the song quickly faded from view. BTS also starred in their own variety show, SBS MTV's Rookie King channel Bangtan, in which members mocked shows like VJ Special Forces and MasterChef Korea. BTS received many new Artist of the Year accolades at the end of the year, including at the 2013 Melon Music Awards, the 28th Golden Disc Awards, and the 23rd Seoul Music Awards. The Skool Love Affair EP, the final installment of the Skool trilogy, was published in February 2014. The album topped the Gaon album chart, and it also charted for the first time on Billboard's World Albums chart, peaking at number 3. 2 singles were released to promote the EP, Boy in Love, Korean, RR, Sang Namja, and Just One Day, Korean, RR, Haraman. BTS made multiple appearances on Korean music shows after the release of Skool Love Affair, as well as holding their first fan meeting in Seoul. In July 2014, BTS held their debut concert in the United States, a free event in West Hollywood, and in August, they performed at KCON in Los Angeles. Dark and Wild, BTS's debut Korean studio album, was released in August 2014 and reached number 2 in South Korea. 2 singles were released to support it, Danger, and War of Hormone, Korean. RR, Hormone Jonjing. In terms of style, the album served as an artistic continuation of the band's Skool trilogy, while also serving as a bridge between their previous and subsequent releases. BTS went on their first concert tour, 2014 BTS Live Trilogy Episode 2, The Red Bullet, from October to December, following multiple appearances on Korean music shows. Wake Up, 2014, the band's debut Japanese studio album, was released in December of that year and reached number 3 on the Oricon Albums chart. BTS held their first Japan tour 2015 Wake Up, Open Your Eyes in February 2015 to promote the album. BTS had their second solo concert in South Korea, BTS Live Trilogy Episode 1, BTS Begins, in March, in front of a crowd of 6,500 fans. BTS sought to reflect the beauty and anxiety of youth by shifting their sound and image away from masculine hip-hop and toward more diversified forms. They chose the title Hwayangnyeonhwa, which approximately translates to The Most Beautiful Moment in Life. The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Part 1 was their third EP, and it highlighted the highs and lows of adolescence as well as its light-hearted and uplifting moments. The album acted as a prelude to their Youth Trilogy, a three-part collection of albums about adolescent hardships. BTS' first top 5 song in South Korea, I Need You, earned the group their first ever music show triumph on SBS MTV's The Show. Dope, Korean, Jeoryo, the album's second single, reached number 3 on Billboard's World Digital Songs chart and became their first music video to surpass 100 million views on YouTube. In June, the band embarked on a globe tour extension of their Red Bullet tour, dubbed 2015 Live Trilogy Episode 2, The Red Bullet, which took them to cities across Asia, Oceania, North America, and Latin America. To commemorate the year anniversary of their Japanese debut, their fourth Japanese single, For You, was released on June 17 and topped Oricon's daily chart. During the sole dates of BTS' third concert tour, 2015 BTS Live, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, on stage, they debuted their new song, Run, which is the first single from their fourth EP The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Part 2. The EP's themes were more serious and speculative, touching on the quest of achievement, loneliness, affection for their roots, and the anguish of the younger generation as a result of present society's negative conditions. The album debuted at the top of the Gaon Album and Billboard World Albums charts each week. It was also their first time on the Billboard 200 chart, and 8 of their songs made it to Billboard's World Digital Songs chart. The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever, their first Korean compilation album and the conclusion to their Youth Trilogy, was published in May 2016. Epilogue, Young Forever, Fire Korean, Bultaoryun, and Save Me were among the 3 new singles included. The album topped South Korea's Gaon Weekly chart for 2 weeks in a row, and it was their second consecutive release to chart on the US Billboard 200, reaching at number 107. At the 2016 Melon Music Awards, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever received BTS' first major Korean award for Album of the Year. From May to August, BTS continued their Asia tour with 2016 BTS Live, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life on stage, Epilogue. BTS performed as first-time headliners at both USKCON performances conducted that year in Newark and Los Angeles, and held a momentous 2-day concert at the Olympic Gymnastics Arena in Seoul in May. BTS released their second Japanese studio album, Youth, in September 2016. Wings merged the themes of youth and temptation from their previous Youth Trilogy with adversity. The lead track, Blood, Sweat and Tears, went all kill on the South Korean music charts and earned their first number 1 smash on the Gaon Digital chart. Wings debuted at number 26 on the Billboard 200 in the United States. It was their first million-selling album, selling over 1.5 million copies in South Korea and becoming the best-selling album in Gaon album chart history that year. You Never Walk Alone, a repackaged edition of Wings, was released by BTS in February 2017. Its pre-orders set a new record for the most albums sold in a single month. Spring Day was the album's lead single. It launched a new chapter in BTS aesthetics and poetry, and it gained many new fans, with themes of nostalgia and melancholy. It debuted on Billboard's bubbling under Hot 100 singles chart in the United States. At the 2017 Melon Music Awards, Spring Day was named Best Song of the Year. BTS Second World Tour, 2017 BTS Live Trilogy Episode 3, The Wings Tour, began in February and went until December, coinciding with the release of You Never Walk Alone. BTS continued to play larger venues as the tour progressed, ranging from halls to arenas and stadiums. Due to great demand, 2 additional gigs were added to the North American leg, making BTS the first K-pop act to sell out arenas in the United States. BTS won Top Social Artist at the 24th Billboard Music Awards in May after completing their North American leg, making them the first Korean group to win a Billboard Music Award. BTS fans voted for the band with over 300 million votes. Justin Bieber, who has 100 million Twitter followers, had been on a 6-year winning streak, demonstrating the expanding influence of the band's fanbase. In July 2017, BTS released a remake of Seo Taeji's 1995 classic, Come Back Home, as part of his 25th anniversary project, Time Traveler, giving it new lyrics with similar sentiments towards societal change as the original, and updating the sound while maintaining its originally intensely dark feeling. Seo Taeji later invited BTS to join him at his Seoul Olympic Stadium concert in early September as support vocalists and dancers for 8 songs, following the depictions of growth and temptation in Wings, 2016, and Comfort in You Never Walk Alone, 2017. BTS launched the Love Yourself series, which sought self-love enlightenment through the Geuncheonyeol narrative sequence of beginning, development, turn, and conclusion. BTS released the first installment of the series, Love Yourself, Her, in September 2017. 2 tracks were released to promote the EP, DNA, the lead single, and a Steve Aoki remix of their song, Mic Drop, which featured American rapper Designer. The EP marked the evolution of the series, according to Room, and is one of the most pivotal moments in BTS' career. The EP was a dual examination of the group's electro-pop and hip-hop leanings in terms of sound. BTS's commercial success continued with the Love Yourself, Her EP, which debuted at number 7 on the Billboard 200. In South Korea, the EP sold over 1.2 million copies in its first month on the Gaon album chart, making it the best monthly album sales on any Korean chart in 16 years, second only to G.O.D's Chapter 4 album in 2001. The EP's lead track, DNA, was released simultaneously and reached number 2 in South Korea. Following Psy's Gangnam Style, DNA earned the group's debut entry on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming BTS the first K-pop boy band to accomplish so and the second Korean artist with a Korean-language single. The next week, DNA rose to number 67 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming the highest-charting song for a K-pop group, surpassing Wonder Girl's previous record of number 76. The following track, Mic Drop Remix, reached number 28 on the Billboard Hot 100, making it the first K-pop group to reach the top 40. The Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA, later certified both Mic Drop Remix and DNA as gold, becoming BTS the first and only South Korean act to do so. BTS became the first Korean group to have a platinum-certified single in the United States when Mic Drop was certified platinum in November 2018. They were also the first artist to win significant honors at the Golden Disc Awards and the Seoul Music Awards, respectively, outside of the big 3 Korean pop music agencies, SM, YG, and JYP. BTS released an original 8-episode documentary series called Burn the Stage, which ran from March to May 2018 exclusively on YouTube Premium and gave fans a behind-the-scenes peek at the group's 2017 Wings tour. Face Yourself, the group's third Japanese studio album, was released in April and debuted at number 43 on the Billboard 200, making it the third highest-charting Japanese album in the chart's history. In connection with the release of Face Yourself, the band produced Euphoria, Theme of Love Yourself, Wonder, a 9-minute short film containing the song Euphoria. BTS released Love Yourself, Tear, their third Korean-language studio album, in May 2018 to coincide with their performance at the 25th Billboard Music Awards. BTS gave their first performance at the show, premiering their first single, Fake Love, and winning Top Social Artist for the second year in a row, making them the only Korean artist to do so. The album coincided with the turn of the series, touching on the agonizing illumination of loving without being loved and bringing support to people without dreams, in terms of the themes discussed in the album relating to the aches and tragedies of separation. Love Yourself, Tear was one of BTS' best-selling albums in terms of sales. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 in the United States, making it BTS' first number 1 album in the country, as well as the first K-pop album to top the US albums chart and the highest charting album by an Asian artist. BTS' first top 10 success in the UK was Love Yourself, Tear, which reached number 8 on the UK albums chart. Their single, Fake Love, reached number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, making them the 17th non-English song to do so and the first by a South Korean group. In August 2018, BTS released their second Korean compilation album, Love Yourself, Answer, which included songs from the previous Love Yourself releases as well as 7 new tunes. The lead track, Idol, and an alternative digital release featuring Nicki Minaj helped promote the album. In terms of sales, Love Yourself, Answer broke the Gaon album chart's all-time monthly record once again in August 2018, selling over 1.9 million copies. BTS became the first K-pop act to have 2 Billboard 200 number 1 albums in less than a year, after One Direction topped the chart with Midnight Memories in 2013 and 4 in 2014. BTS also made an appearance on Steve Aoki's single, Waste It On Me, which was released in October and was their first all-English language appearance. The group's final visit in North America was at Citi Field in Queens, which was the first time a Korean act performed at a US stadium. BTS was the second best-selling concert act outside of the United States, after Ed Sheeran, according to StubHub. BTS renewed their deal with Big Hit Entertainment through 2026 in October of that year, with more than a year left on their term. A prominent Japanese music event cancelled BTS' performance in early November 2018, citing a T-shirt worn by a member the year before, which included a historical photograph of a mushroom cloud following the bombing of Nagasaki. BTS owes an apology for that outfit, as well as attire and flags with Nazi iconography, according to the Jewish human rights organization Simon Wiesenthal Center, SWC. Big Hit Entertainment issued an apology, stating that the photos were not meant to be offensive to victims of Nazism or atomic blasts, and that the company and management would take steps to avoid similar blunders in the future. They also asserted that the flags were intended to be a critique of the Korean educational system. SWC and the Korean Atomic Bomb Victim Association both accepted the apologies. In a research paper about BTS, John Lee observed that the Nazi episode demonstrated that the group is not tightly controlled, unlike other K-pop groups whose every move appears rehearsed, and that its members have opinions and are not afraid to voice them. BTS won Artist of the Year for the third time at the 20th Mnet Asian Music Awards, and rated number 8 on Billboard's year-end Top Artist chart. They were also the number 2 Act of the Year in the duo, group category, only behind Imagine Dragons. They were also named to the Bloomberg 50 for their willingness to discuss social concerns, mental health, and politics, despite being in a bubblegum pop genre. Following their presence at the LA Grammy Museum in 2019, BTS attended the 61st Grammy Awards for the first time as award presenters in February 2019. They were named one of Time's 100 Most Important People of 2019 in April. The lead single, Boy With Love, Korean, Jagaen Geoth Jurul Wihan Si, featuring American singer Halsey, was released on April 12 as part of their sixth EP, Map of the Soul, Persona. Following the publication of the EP, the first Korean act to appear on Saturday Night Live, Map of the Soul, Persona was the first Korean-language album to reach #1 in both the United Kingdom and Australia, and it was the group's third consecutive album to top the Billboard 200, and the third in 11 months, joining the likes of the Beatles, who did the same with archival releases in 1995-96. BTS is also the first group since the Monkees in 1967 to have 3 #1 albums in the same year. Map of the Soul, Persona went on to become South Korea's best-selling album, selling over 3.2 million copies in less than a month. Prior to BTS, late 1990s albums dominated the best-selling charts, making BTS the only act founded after 2000 to be included in the top 10 best-selling list. In April 2019, Boy With Love debuted at #8 on the Billboard Hot 100, the highest ever for a Korean group. The BPI awarded Boy With Love silver status in the UK for selling over 200,000 copies. BTS began its world tour stadium expansion, Love Yourself, Speak Yourself, in May, following their 2 wins at the 26th Billboard Music Awards, including Top Duo Group. They became the first non-English-speaking Asian performers to headline and sell out Wembley Stadium with this performance. BTS added extra gigs after the first dates sold out in under 2 hours due to tremendous demand. BTS released 3 collaboration tracks in the lead-up to the debut of their mobile game BTS World in June 2019, Dream Glow, starring Charlie XCX, A Brand New Day with Zara Larsson, and All Night with Juice WRLD. The group also created a music video for the song Heartbeat from the game's official soundtrack, BTS World, original soundtrack. Gaon later certified the soundtrack double platinum, making it the first soundtrack album to achieve so since the company started doing so in 2018. Pre-orders for the single, Lights, surpassed 1 million copies on July 3, 2019. Surpassing a 24-year-old record previously held only by Celine Dion with her 1995 single, To Love You More, marking the first time a Korean artist had earned 1 million shipments for a single in Japan. The song was at the top of the daily chart for 7 days in a row, selling 637,000 physical copies in its first week. Lights was the best-selling physical single in Japan in July 2019. Selling 769,454 copies, according to the Oricon Weekly Singles Chart for the chart issue dated July 1–7, 2019. Lights debuted at number 81 on the Billboard Japan Hot 100 for the chart's publication date of July 8, 2019, and climbed 80 spots to number 1 the following week. In South Korea, each of the 3 Love Yourself albums has sold more than 2 million copies. Love Yourself, Tear was later certified silver in the United Kingdom, marking their third album to do so after Answer and Map of the Soul.